They only asked me 3 questions.
Do you remember them?
Qualities of a graduate assistantship.
Did you use ChatGPT?
No.
So you had an interview on Monday and you got the feedback same day?
Sunday, yeah. It's God grace. So
This Nairobi. In my country, Ghana, currently it's so difficult to get a date for visa
Kenya.
interview. For real?
Yeah.
You don't know when you're returning, but we are sure that after the program you go back to Nairobi. So
the 2 bags I brought.
No, it's true. It's true.
what's up, my YouTube family? Many thanks for coming back or joining me back on my YouTube channel. I want to say thank you so much. So today, I'm pretty sure that most of you are seeing somebody beside me. It's actually the very first time I'm having some other person, not from maybe Ghana, showing up on this channel, right? Oh no, probably maybe the second person, because I had Shanice joining me for the food pantry video that I did. But today, I have a guest from Kenya. So shout outs to all my Kenyan people. How do I say hello in Kenya actually?
Jambo.
Jambo or Nikupua. But yeah, so I have a guest with me today. We're going to talk about her actually experience, all the things that she did. We are basically going to talk about that. But before that, let me just introduce myself. So as many of you know already, my name is Makere Soga. I happen to be the graduate administrative assistant at the Gallagher International Center. Basically, what that means is that I work with the international office, with marketing, helping with recruitment, ambassadorial duties, and some other office duties. So basically, these are the things that I do. So I'm going to let my guest introduce herself so that you know who I have here, and then we can flow into the conversations, all right? So, how are you today?
I'm good.
Okay,
I'm
so
feeling great.
so can you introduce yourself and where you are from, particularly in Kenya, so that people know where you are from?
Okay, my name is Joanne Ongowo. Most people know me as Jojo. I represent Kenya definitely. So
Okay, so as I said earlier, she is from Kenya. So we are about talking about how she was able to get a school here in the US. Behind the scenes, she told me that she had a list like hundreds of schools here in the US that she had wanted to go to. How come she settled on USD? I'm going to talk about that, and then also her entire visa process, what she did to get her visa approved. We'll talk about that, and also we will talk about her assistantship. She was able to secure a job as a graduate administrative assistant also in her department before coming to the US. How was she able to go through that? And also about housing. Also, she got a housing before coming to the US. So we will talk about that. Okay. We'll get into that. So you said you had about how many schools did you actually apply to?
my list was endless. I think it's almost 100. I have a list in the in my diary whereby I wrote different schools, and I was actually doing that process with my friend.
Okay, so, but is that friend also here right now?
Yeah, she is. But then actually
she's not here. She's not here in US in Virginia right now.
Exactly. Yeah, she went to Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Okay. So how come you settled on USD, by the way? Because of course, as you said, you had an endless list, but how come you settled on USD?
Okay, the reason as to why I settled here was because of the tuition fee. It was
how much was the fee on your I-20?
The total, it was 24,768.
So almost 25K.
Almost 25K, yeah.
So the other schools you had, these were ranging about like what?
Okay, so I actually had applied to Oregon University, and the reason as to why I didn't pursue with that was because the fee was crazy. It was like almost $60,000.
So why didn't you go? You are rich. Why didn't you go?
Who said I was rich?
Kenyans are rich.
Actually, that's good. But then I'm not rich yet. I'll get there.
Okay, so because basically looking at the fees, you said Oregon was about 60K, right?
Yeah.
And then here it's like almost 25K.
Exactly. That's more than a
Half of it, right? Oh yeah, 25K. It's actually just 24 something, but I'm just trying to round the figure up, right? So 25K to about 60, that is so much. The previous video, I said that I had an admission even to the University of Colorado, Denver, right? And the amount on my I-20 was about $45,000. And I was looking at it and I was like, man, I can do that. I can do that. So I had to also settle on this place. So it's not because of the community for you.
No, basically the community is friendly here. I love the community here.
Yeah.
They're great people.
Okay.
I'm enjoying being here and I do not regret that.
But the main factor was the tuition.
Not really. I had two factors. Basically the tuition, that was a priority, yes. And just the way this place is very peaceful. So the way it's very peaceful, I get distracted a lot. So this community is just favorable for me.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, so now how your entire admission process, did you submit any English proficiency exam or stuff like that? Any GRE, or your program didn't require that?
No, so when I was when I was looking for the schools, I was looking for schools which do not require me to.
Why? Are you scared of the exams?
Not really. It's because I just didn't want to spend more money.
You just didn't want to spend more money.
Exactly. I needed to save some money for my fee. So by me doing all those tests means that I'm spending a lot.
Okay.
So I was looking for schools which do not require that.
Okay, so basically your program do not require GRE, neither does it require like maybe any English proficiency, maybe IELTS, TOEFL, Duolingo, blah blah blah, stuff like that. So it was an easy process for you?
It was an easy process for me, yes.
Okay, do you remember the GPA requirement for your program actually?
It was at 2.7, I think so.
Yeah.
7.5.
Oh.
Yeah.
So okay, not that bad.
Not that bad.
Okay, so one thing I forgot to mention actually is that Jojo, as we all call her here in Vermilion, she just joined us this semester. I'm talking about the fall 2024 semester here at the University of South Dakota, right? And so we're basically trying to find out how she got in here safely, everything going so well for her. That is what we actually want to get into. What program again are you studying?
I'm studying special education and teaching.
And teaching.
Yeah.
So at the end of this program, what can you do?
I can teach. I can work in any center which has disability people. And yeah, that's good.
Okay.
And even a hospital. So.
All right, that's fine. You can actually teach at a hospital, or probably just work.
How do you even teach at the hospital?
They have teaching. They have teaching hospitals, right? Like teaching hospitals. We do that.
No, basically in hospitals you just take care of the disability guys and the elderly, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense. So now you've gotten your admission to USD. Your entire visa process, I don't know if you remember that, but how did it go for you actually? Your entire visa process from the day that you got your I-20 from us, happening to, or going to book your visa interview and all that. How did it go for you? How was the process entirely for you?
Before the visa process, can I say how, basically my whole process?
Okay, say everything.
Okay, so the funny bit, I started applying last year. In November.
Last year?
Yeah.
But why are you here in fall?
Because I was aiming for fall. I did the process by myself.
No agents, no agency or anything helping you.
Yeah,
by yourself.
No one helped me.
Oh.
Yeah, so I did it by myself. That's why I started way back in November.
Oh, okay.
And I got my admission in December. So after that, I just relaxed.
How long did it take? Was it about 2 to 3 weeks to hear the decision from the school?
No, it was like a month and a week.
A month and a week?
Yeah.
Okay.
To hear the decision from school. And actually when I got it, I was like thrilled. I was excited. I didn't expect it to come, considering people are telling me like, I've applied to a school and I've not been given a chance. they've declined me. So
Yeah.
when mine came, I was super excited.
yeah. That's good. So did you get your assistantship before you started the visa interview, or how did it happen?
So I got my assistantship just before I went for my visa interview.
Okay.
So
How did you get the assistantship? Let's talk about that and then see how impactful that was during your visa interview too. So how did you get your funding, or let me put it, your assistantship from your department? What was the process? Like, what did you actually do to get that?
okay, so what I did, I talked to Monica Evanson.
Who is she? Who is
And,
Monica?
She's a professor at my department.
Okay.
So she's someone that I tagged along in my statement of purpose when I was writing it, because I liked her research work. So I actually talked to her, and I talked to Jackie. Yeah, Jackie was my advisor by then.
Okay.
So I actually asked her if the school has any sponsorship, and she was like, no, graduates do not get any sponsorship, but then you can apply for a GA, a graduate assistantship.
Yeah.
So she gave me the link, which I did, and then I stayed like a week, no response.
So you applied for the graduate assistantship,
Yeah.
the general one, right? And after a week, you were not still getting any response.
No response. So I was like, okay, will I manage to get it? Because that's something I was really banking on. I decided to reapply, and then just the next day I got feedback, and they told me to schedule a meeting with them at my own convenience,
Okay.
which I did.
Yeah.
During my interview, I remember I actually left work and then went to settle down for my Zoom interview.
Yeah.
They only asked me 3 questions.
Do you remember them?
Yeah. What are the qualities of a graduate assistantship? And
Did you use ChatGPT?
no. Actually, when I was preparing for my interview, I watched the YouTube videos.
Yeah.
I just can't remember whose page it was.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, the YouTube videos helped me.
About the interview
Yeah.
sessions, right? Yeah. The qualities of a graduate assistant.
Yeah.
That was the first question.
That was the first question. Then the second question was if I've ever handled any confidential issue and how did I handle it.
Did you tell them yes?
Yeah, and I gave them an example.
But have you actually handled this situation before?
Yeah, I have at my workplace. Yeah, I
Okay.
did. So that was an easy question for me because
Okay.
I've already done it. So
Yeah.
the third question was, what was the third question?
Was it maybe the
Right.
most difficult? The most difficult.
No. I think it was about my strengths.
Okay.
Yeah, so what am I good at?
So those 3 questions, right?
Yep.
And I think behind the scenes you once told me that you threw a question to them, right?
Yeah,
Which
I
was
did.
a surprise
Which
to
was
the interviewing board.
Yeah, so basically they asked me, do you have any other questions? Like, do you have questions to ask us? And I was like, yeah, I do. So I can't remember the 2 questions I asked, but then the third question I really had to pause first because I didn't know how they're going to take it.
Yeah.
So I asked them, since we've already interacted, we've talked, you guys have asked me questions, do you feel that I have you guys are being hesitant on giving me the job? And they were like,
You asked them
shocked. Actually, so from the faces.
Yeah.
After I finished asking that question, I was like, oh, that's bold. I even don't know what they're going to answer.
Yeah.
And then they were like, no, you're good. But then we have like other interviews that we need, other interviews that we need to do.
Yeah.
And we'll reply you by the end of the week. And that was Monday when I did my interview. So I decided to go back home. Actually, the first person I called was my mom.
Yeah. What did you tell your mom?
And I told my mom, okay, I've done the interview. I feel it went good, but then they just told me they're looking for 2 people.
Yeah.
And they have a whole list of people that they have already interviewed and they need to interview.
Okay.
After that, I also called my dad and I was like, so I told my dad the same thing, and my dad told me like, just don't worry. I feel like the position is yours, so You just go back home. You'll be fine. You'll tell me how it goes.
Yeah.
Immediately I arrived home, I looked at my phone. I saw an email
Hey,
that I
Kadosh.
got the job.
That's right. That you'll be offered a job.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I actually didn't believe. I was really overwhelmed, and I remember my friend was around, the one we were doing this whole process with, and she was like, "Why do you look confused?" So I was overwhelmed at that time.
So you had the interview on Monday, and you got the feedback same day.
Sunday, yeah. It's God grace. So
This Nairobi. you did the interview on Monday, and just that day, that same day, then you got your feedback.
yeah.
Oh, congratulations on that, by the way,
you.
because it's something that mostly wouldn't happen with many other people. Not just regarding USD alone, but so many schools here in the US. It's not something that, I mean, basically frequently will happen like that. But yeah, congratulations on that again. So do you think this one impacted your visa process? The fact that, I mean, maybe the VU or the consular officers, they know that, oh, hey, the student has some funding and stuff like that. Do you think this might have had maybe some sort of impact on your process?
Yeah, definitely it did, because it was like it was covering almost 3/4 of my tuition fee. So which is good.
Yeah. Okay. So now I'm sure you guys you've heard about how she was able to secure her funding or some sort of assistantship from her department, right? She went through the whole process. She said that she had to apply for the assistantship, the general one, and then I think after a week or so, she had some information from the department, blah blah blah, this is and that, and then they scheduled an interview with her. She did the interview. They asked her 3 questions. Just the same day, Monday, she got her feedback from the team that, hey, you've been offered the job. Would you accept it or not? Of course, who wouldn't accept that? So she did, and then went to the other process. So let's now talk about the entire visa process, from you trying to locate the date. In my country, Ghana, it's currently so difficult to get a date for
in
visa
Kenya.
interview. For real?
Yeah. So actually, I have a friend who does the interview process. Basically,
Like
he
mock
applies,
interview and stuff like that?
No. I didn't do any mock interviews. The funny bit, I just
Wow.
practiced it by myself. But then my friend helped me apply everything to get the date.
So
Oh,
at least that
that's
one you
special.
didn't do the process by
No,
yourself.
I didn't. I did not do the process of myself.
You
I
got a
have-
help.
Yeah, I got a help from someone, a friend who does that for everyone. Like,
Do you guys pay him? Don't tell anybody. Do you pay him?
Basically, he's my friend, so he didn't want me to pay him. But then I felt like, because he wasn't sleeping, just looking for
Yeah.
dates for me.
Yeah.
So I really had to appreciate him. So
Okay.
I actually gave him a token of the good job he did.
A token.
'Cause, yeah.
Some
the
Kenyan
first-
shillings,
yeah,
or you paid in dollars?
some Kenyan shillings, and it was a good amount.
Okay, so he took over the fight of getting a date for you.
Yeah, because I remember the first date was in August 23rd, and I was like telling him, I'm supposed to be in school by 22nd. How am I getting 23rd? So he told me, just relax, I'll find you a better date.
Okay.
And before he got me a date, I'd actually prayed to God that I'd get a date before my birthday.
When was your birthday?
My birthday was June 26th.
June 26th.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I
For real?
need, I actually asked God to give me a date before my birthday so that my whole celebration will be just perfect.
Kadosh.
Yeah.
And it
Which
happened.
he did, yeah.
So which date?
I got June 12th.
June 12th.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, so let's get to that. How did you prepare? How did you prepare yourself? I mean, you said you didn't take or partake in any mock interview. How did you prepare? How did you rehearse your stuff? And then you getting to the consulate, the whole atmosphere in the whole embassy. Didn't you put pressure basically and stuff like that?
Okay, so I used YouTube to rehearse for my and because I had my friend also going for the interview, so we actually did it together. We just wrote the questions and then everyone found their own answers.
Okay.
So that's what I do. what I did, and I used to practice them every day. If you look at my my diary, I think it has like 25 questions. So actually showed it to my friend, and she was like, yo, why do you have all those questions? I only have 10. Where are the 25 coming from? So that's what I did. Like, I used to revise almost every day, look at the mirror and just answer the questions.
Oh, okay.
So that's what I did.
Okay. So now, assuming we are watching you right now, you just entered the consulate. Was there so much tension on you? Were you scared?
Okay, the funny bit, I went there knowing that I'm going to get the visa. I don't know why I felt that, but then I knew I was going to get it. So when I reached there, I was like, good morning. And she answered back.
It was a lady who interviewed you.
She was the lady. Then she told me, can I please have your passport and your I-20, which I handed it out to her.
Yeah.
Then the first question was like, okay, when did you finish your
undergrad?
And I answered her. Actually, she also asked me 3 questions.
Just 3 questions?
Yeah, just 3.
Trinity, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit.
So the first one was, how are you going to, when did you finish your undergrad? The second one is, how are you going to pay the rest of the fee?
So what did you tell the visa officer?
Why do you want to know?
Say how do you?
So basically, the rest of the fee was being covered by my family. So I said that they're going to cover it for me.
Okay, they were your real family.
Yeah, my immediate. It was my immediate family. So.
Okay.
And the third question was just like, what are you going to do? What are you going to study in the US?
Yeah.
That's it. And she looked at me and.
You just said that.
What?
Like, what are you going to study? And then you mentioned the name of the course or the program you're going to pursue.
Yeah, and I mentioned the school.
And that was all.
And that was all. She was like, your visa is approved.
For real?
Yeah, for real.
When did you finish your undergrad?
Who is going to pay
cover your deficit, right? And then what program are you going to pursue in the US?
Yeah, that's it.
And that's it. They never asked you, what do you intend to use this program to achieve in the future?
No.
What do you want to do after this program?
And mind you, I had 25 questions in my book.
And then only three.
Only 3 were asked.
But these three questions, were they part of your list?
They were.
For real?
Yeah, for real they were. Except when I finished my undergrad.
Yeah.
Which I already knew the answer.
No need to rehearse that.
There's no need to rehearse that.
Interesting. 3 questions and then you nailed it. So I'm assuming your interview lasted just about 1 minute?
It was even less. And people were surprised because most of the people were being denied visa. So people were surprised when I walked out with a blue paper.
Oh, so you guys, when you get approved, they give you a blue paper.
Yep.
But when you get denied,
they give you, is it pink? I think it's
for
pink.
real.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So whilst you were coming out of the embassy, I'm assuming some cool wind. You know, Nairobi is already cold, right? Cool wind was just blowing, and then you had some happy face and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I was. As much as I knew I'll get it,
yeah,
I was overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And my brother actually is the one who took me to the visa interview.
Why couldn't you go alone? Because I hear people saying that all the time, like my mom took me there, my dad took me there, my brother took me there. Because I went to my interview alone. Like
moral support. Who doesn't want moral support?
So me, I don't need moral support.
No, it's up to you. It's what you decide. And the fact that we left home at 5:30 in the morning.
Okay.
My interview was at 9
a.m.
9 a.m.
So why did you leave that early?
Just to get familiarized with the environment, to feel relaxed. That's why we left
9
early.
a.m.
And because of traffic in Nairobi, in the morning everyone is going to work.
So traffic
People
is
are going
bad
to
in
school.
Nairobi?
Yeah, traffic is really bad in the morning. So you have to leave early for you to make
your appointment, right?
the appointment to the appointment.
But how far is it from your house to the embassy?
It wasn't that far. It's like a 10 to 15 minutes drive. But then when you get traffic, you can stay like 1 hour. So Sorry.
Okay.
So to be safe, just leave early. There's no harm in leaving early.
So let me ask you this funny question, right? You see the way you were able to leave early for your visa interview. When do you leave for work? Over here, now that you're in the US, when do you leave for work? Hey, answer the question. When do you leave for work? Because last time I met you, you said your work starts at 8 and then you were leaving here 8:05.
Why are you putting me on the spot?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
No, we're not talking about that.
Is it the reason why they don't want to give you for the visa? Anyways, that was just by the way. So you got your visa approved. I'm sure your brother was so excited to hear that. Your mom, your dad.
Before I went in, I told my brother because I knew he'll be waiting for so long. So I actually offered to buy him coffee. And the funny bit, for the first time, he rejected it.
Why? Why?
He told me like, I have anxiety. I can't eat anything.
Wow.
So I went in saying I really need to make him proud because him sacrificing to wake up that early to take me, that was just big.
Wow.
So when I came, I think you could just read my face.
Yeah, you were smiling, right?
I was really smiling.
Oh, that's good. Wow.
So I was overwhelmed. I'm not the one who broke the news to my parents. My
He
brother
did.
did.
Oh.
Yeah. So he's the one who told my mom and my dad and my sister.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my nephew. We're just laughing. Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations on that. So basically, this is how she went through her process, going through the thing with her brother. Why? Because she needed the moral support, right? So they had to wake up very early by 5:30, going to the embassy, even though her appointment was at 9. And then you heard her saying that she wanted to go there as early as possible so that she can get well settled in the environment, having a good atmospheric, presence, going there with that sort of calmness in her spirit. So apparently all those things also contributed to she feeling courageous, bold, and then able to talk with the visa officer. I'm sure you were keeping your eye contact, right?
I always do.
That's what you did too.
That's what, yeah.
Okay, that's good. All right, so now you have your visa, right? And then it's now about coming here. How did you get your flight ticket? Like, which process did you use? Did you just maybe look online yourself, or you had to contact somebody to buy the flight ticket for you or stuff like that?
Okay, so I tried to look online by myself, but then it was very expensive. So my friend offered, I have a friend who is a coach and an athletics coach.
Okay.
So, and most athletes go to different countries for their sport. So there is a traveling agent who does the ticketing for them. So actually I had to talk to the lady. She's an Indian. She's called Sangeeta.
Okay.
She's the one who
Shout outs to her.
Me, yeah. Shout outs to her. She was the one who helped me getting my flight ticket.
But how much was it? It may be private, but just a rough figure. How much was it? Like, this is one way, right? You flew from Nairobi. What's the name of your airport?
Jomo Kenyatta International Airport.
Take your time.
Big.
Let me learn it. Jomo what?
Jomo Kenyatta International Airport.
Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, right? So it was one way ticket you bought, because obviously you don't know when you're returning, but we are sure that after the program you go back to Nairobi. So hey,
let's leave this there. So let's continue.
You're not going back?
I haven't said I'm not going back. I haven't said that.
You're finishing, this is 2024, right? So you're finishing in 2026?
Most probably, yeah.
2026, not most probably, you finish in 2026.
The reason as to why I said most probably is because my academic advisor was like, you need to add more
credit hours. Yeah. But whatever the case is, you go back and build your home country.
Definitely. I would love to build Kenya and we will change some bits there.
This girl, don't trust this girl. anyways, just moving away from that. But guys, if you're watching this and then you have not subscribed, please do that. It's a tradition for everybody.
Please subscribe. Yeah?
Yes, if this is your first time, like, watch, and share with your friends too. It's a culture for everybody. If this is your first time, make sure you hit the subscribe button, okay? It is very important so that in case we post any new video, particularly for you, you get to receive all these notifications, okay? It's very, very important. So one thing I realized you were stressed about was housing. So how were you able to settle your mind, you know, settle on your housing? What are the things you encountered, your limitations, and then how you were able to sail through so that people watching you can actually learn from some of the things that you did?
Okay, so I had the mind that housing in school is way cheaper than housing outside school, which happens in my home country. Yeah,
that on-campus housing, they are more cheaper than off-campus. Exactly, yeah. That was what you had in mind.
Because it happens in Kenya. I don't know if it happens in Ghana, but then that's what happens.
I think so too. I think so.
So my mom was like, "Please just try apply the on-campus housing," which I did. And I got it. So when I was looking at my portal where the bills are being kept,
how much did you see? How much did you see over there?
It was shocking.
How much was it?
It was like roughly 4,600 there.
4,600.
That is housing and the meal plan.
The meal plan, right?
It was coming to 4,600.
600.
Yeah.
But currently, how much are you paying for a month? So let's do the calculation, right? Can you unlock this? Let's see. Let's get the calculator. So 4,600. Right? So 4,600 divided by, let's say, 4. So that means you're paying about 1,150, like 1,150, right? Per month. That includes whatever you eat.
Yeah.
Per month. But currently, how much are you paying off campus, like for your apartment?
Oh my goodness. My rent is 385.
Oh my God. 385.
Yeah.
You were initially supposed to pay 1,150.
Yep.
But now you are paying 385 or 387, right? What happened? Can you let the people know what actually happened?
Okay, so this guy here actually went
You mean me?
Yep.
Oh.
I went to his YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I saw a video about housing, which I was interested in.
Oh yeah, there was a video I did about housing.
Yeah. So I saw him saying that off campus it could be way more cheaper than on campus.
Correct.
And I was like, okay, is that true? It wasn't making sense to me. That was before I got the bill for my housing. So it wasn't making sense to me because in where I come from, we all know that on campus is way cheaper than off campus. So when I got my bill, I actually called him and said, okay, I understand your video. You are really making sense. Yeah.
So I wasn't making sense. Oh my God.
So that's when I started looking for an off-campus house, which he helped me.
Oh, I helped you.
Yeah, to secure one. I think there is a point where it reached and I felt like I'm being a bother because
you actually were. You were actually being a bother.
I used to call him, text him, like, have you found anything for me? So, and I'm glad he did.
Yeah.
And it's affordable. I like the place. I'm enjoying it. I love it.
Okay, so is it a 2-bedroom apartment or one? I know, but I want the people to know 2-bedroom and 1-bedroom apartment. Do you have a roommate? How are you guys doing your stuff? How is it going over there?
Okay, so it's a 2-bedroom apartment. With my roommate. She's called Tega from Ghana.
From Ghana.
Yeah.
How did you meet Tega?
Makri definitely paired us up. So I actually asked him like, okay, why did you pair me with Tega? Apparently we had the same priorities that we wanted. So we talked and we just clicked.
Yeah. So this is how that whole thing happened. So because I work with the international office as a graduate assistant for the office, one of the projects that I was assigned to do was to help some graduate students to find housing, right? Be it maybe more of them off campus and then some on campus, all right? So I created some lists and stuff with the office, and then we put up something called potential roommates. So we asked, or I particularly had to ask them that, hey, we have this list created. If you would need a roommate, put your details and stuff over there. So I saw her name, and I saw I was in touch with her roommate to Tega. So when I saw that, okay, the two of them, they are still looking for housing, like basically off campus, and then they will still need roommates, I just had to, hey, the two of you are looking for the same thing. Why don't you guys talk to one another, see if it is okay, and then you can just go ahead and do it. And then they talked, and then it worked pretty much well for all of them. So that's how come they became roommates. So as she said, they were supposed to pay. We are not trying to discourage you from if you have the resources to go for the how do you call it, the on-campus housing, go for it. Basically, here at the School of USD, every undergrad, maybe you graduated 2020 or 2021 like that, we suggest heavily that you stay on campus, right? But for students, we suggest also, we recommend that you just stay off campus, all right? There are several reasons why we want that should be like that. So Jojo and Tega, they are now living off campus happily. I was going to say happily married.
Really? And then we are happy. We are like, yeah, we are happy.
Yeah. So as she says, I think the apartment is about $775 and then there are two. So, but it's actually unfurnished. They just have, it came with the cooker, and then you got a microwave, right? Yeah. And then you got a fridge. Apart from that, the apartment is totally empty. So they came in, they bought a bed, and then maybe some saucepan and stuff that just using to cook and all that. So apart from that, that is how everything came up. So 775, they rented that with Dakota Realty. And then right now, the two of them, they split everything. If it is, I mean, maybe internet, electricity and water, heater, that is the heating that will come by Mid-American Energy. They will split all those things up. So maybe probably at the end of everything, they may just pay about maybe $450 per month, right? But supposing that we're staying on campus, even though they're not going to pay for water, heating, Wi-Fi, blah, 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 and all that, they were still going to pay for maybe stuff, maybe like as we calculated it, 1,150. So you are watching this video, look at it. Is this something that you would want to do? Just think about it. If you have any question, just put it up in the comment section, and then make sure you hit the subscribe button. We will be, I personally, I'm active on the comment section trying to reply people and all that. This particularly video for the guest I have here is from Kenya. So Kenyans, Nairobians, how do I call Mombasa?
Yeah.
Is it Mombasa?
No, Mombasa.
Mombasas.
Yeah.
You know, there's a name like that in Lion King. Mufasa.
Yeah.
Was that movie acted in Kenya?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
In Africa.
Yeah. Anyways, that's fine, guys. So we've spoken about how she was able to locate a school here in the US, and then she just happened to settle on USD, right? How she got her admission, we've spoken about that, and then how she was able to secure an assistantship with her department, the things that she did, we spoke about that, and then how that was impactful throughout her visa process in Kenya, right? And then we spoke about how she was able to get her ticket flying down here to USD, particularly in Vermilion. We spoke about that, and then also the last thing we spoke about, which was a crucial thing, because apart from everything, this thing was driving her crazy, actually. So I remember I wasn't sleeping because I had to sometimes go helping out, trying to get a place out for them and all that. So housing was one of the crucial things in their minds. I mean, talking about Jojo and Tega. So guys, follow these steps. If you have any question, let us know. Let us know. So, guys, hit the subscribe button. Can you say that in Swahili? Like, because you guys speak Swahili, right? Yeah. Say it in
Oh my
Swahili.
goodness, subscribe.
Yeah. You just say.
I'm bad at. I don't know subscribing in Swahili.
Yeah. Don't just use the subscribe button in English, but say stuff like friends, family. Like if you're watching this video, subscribe. Blah blah blah.
Oh, I should say
Yeah,
that. Okay.
yeah.
Marafiki, my Kenyan people, jamii yangu, please hit the subscribe button, like, comment, and follow.
Yeah. Do you want the Kenyan community here to grow?
I definitely, like, I was excited when
Yeah, you guys had a hangout. We had a hangout. Let's talk about that briefly. You had a hangout.
Yeah, we did, and I was very excited to meet, like, was it 15 Kenyans?
Ish.
It felt nice just
Really?
Yeah, really.
Are you sure?
Yeah. So it was just a nice experience. We ate ugali and nyama choma, which I had really missed that.
So right now, how many people do you have in your batch? So you, Jojo, and then Mercy, and then who? Moses,
and then Polex.
Polex.
Yeah, and then Vivian.
Vivian is there. Faith is there. Isaac is there.
Yeah.
And then there's Melvin is there. I know Melvin. George is there. Dennis is there. That is 10. I know Dennis. David, the guy I introduced to you in
David,
church.
Yeah.
So the community is growing. You still want more, right?
We still want more. So my Kenyan people, please apply to this university. You'll love it.
Okay, guys, once again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for, I know this is a pretty much like a long video, but it is informative. So please watch, share, and subscribe. It is very important. Once again, my name is Makre Soga, and this one I did it with
Joan. Some people know me as George. Actually, most people call me Jojo. Yeah.
Jojo Ngonwo.
Ongowo. That's a very unique name. You'll
Why?
not hear it in Kenya. Like no one else has Ongowo. It's only my family lineage. So that's a very.
But I'm not in your family. Why would I have the name?
No, like only. I said only my family. So
guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video, right? We have a lot of things coming up, so just keep your dials here, and then you'll be informed, knowing what to do. Okay. Once again, my name is Makre Soga. Subscribe if you're here too. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye.